Hello everyone and welcome back to Cute Crochet. My name is Sri and in today's video I am going to show you how to crochet this adorable baby seal amigurumi. It's super easy to make and perfect for beginners, and it makes an adorable keychain. To make this you will need white yarn and a tiny bit of black yarn. You will need some 4mm safety eyes. If you want to turn this into a keychain you will need a blank key ring. You will need some stuffing to stuff the amigurumi, and for tools you are going to need a crochet hook, a yarn needle, pins, something to use as a stitch marker, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the white yarn. This is a 4-ply yarn, and with it I'm going to use a 3mm crochet hook, which is a couple of sizes smaller than what is recommended for this yarn. It's actually recommended to use a 4mm hook with this. We do this so that our stitches are nice and tight and none of the stuffing shows through. We are going to start by making a magic circle. To do that, wrap your yarn up and over your finger like so, forming a cross in the front. Then insert your hook underneath the cross. Take the yarn from the other side and pull through. Then again yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. Now remove this loop from your finger, and this is the magic circle that we are going to work into. Start by making a chain 1. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Then we are going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. To make a single crochet, insert your hook into the magic circle and pull up a loop. You will have 2 loops on your hook like this. Yarn over and pull through the 2 loops, and that finishes 1 single crochet. Let's do it again. Insert your hook into the magic circle and pull up a loop. 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we are going to make 4 more single crochets like this for a total of 6 single crochets. After you finished making 6 single crochets, you can pull on this tail to cinch the magic circle completely closed, and this brings us to the end of round 1. At the end of round 1, we have 6 single crochets. This amigurumi is going to be worked in continuous rounds, so we need to mark the last stitch of the round. For that I am using a paper clip here, but you can use anything. You can use a yarn in a different color, or you can also get proper stitch markers. Round 2 is an increase round. For this round, we are going to increase in each stitch all the way around. An increase is simply placing 2 single crochets into one stitch. So, go into that first single crochet and make 1 single crochet. Then make 1 more single crochet into that same stitch, and that is our increase stitch. Again, into the next stitch, place 2 single crochets. Now into the remaining 4 stitches of the round, make increases, that is 2 single crochets into the same stitch. When you reach the last stitch of the round, remove the stitch marker and place 2 single crochets into that stitch as well. This brings us to the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, you will have 12 single crochets. Go ahead and mark the new last stitch of the round. For round 3, we are going to increase into every alternate stitch. So, into that first stitch, make a single crochet. Then into the next stitch, 2 single crochets. Then into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, then increase. Continue repeating like this. Single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase all the way around. Once you reach the last stitch, remove the stitch marker and place 2 single crochets into it. Go ahead and mark the new last stitch of the round. At the end of round 3, you will have 18 single crochets. For rounds 4 and 5, we are going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, keeping the stitch count constant at 18. Here I am at the end of round 4. We are going to repeat the same thing as round 4 for round 5. I am going to finish this and meet back up with you. Here I finished making up to round 5. For round 6, make 1 single crochet in the first 7 stitches. Now we will make the nose part of the seal. In the next stitch, we are going to make a popcorn stitch. For the popcorn stitch, yarn over, go into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You will have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops only. Leave the last 2 remaining on your hook. Again yarn over, go into the same stitch and pull up a loop. You will have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now you will have 3 loops on your hook. Again yarn over, go into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now you'll have 4 loops on your hook. Again yarn over, go into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. With 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops at the same time. And that's our popcorn stitch. Push it towards the front and then make a single crochet in the next stitch. Now your popcorn stitch will become prominent and stick out. In the next stitch, we are again going to make a popcorn stitch. Push the stitch forward and single crochet in the next stitch. This will make your popcorn stitch prominent. Then in the remaining 7 stitches of the round, make 1 single crochet. Here I have reached the end of round 6. In the end of round 6, your stitch count will remain constant at 18. We are considering the popcorn stitch as 1 stitch. For round 7, we are going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, keeping the stitch count constant at 18. When you reach the popcorn stitch, make one single crochet in that large stitch on top of the popcorn stitch like so. Here I reached the end of round 7. Round 7 was the last round for the head part. This is the front of the head. You can clearly see the nose. Before starting to make the body, I'll put in the safety eyes. These are 4mm safety eyes. Start counting the rounds from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to go in between rounds 4 and 5 and just beside the nose. Place the second eye 3 stitches apart. I like to count the holes in between. 1, 2, 3. Place the eye in the 4th hole. This will be the position of the eyes. I am going to put in the safety backings before continuing. For round 8, we are going to work in the front loops only. If you look at the stitch carefully, they have a front loop and a back loop. We are going to only go under the front loop like so. Make one single crochet in the front loops of the first 2 stitches. In the front loop of the next stitch, increase. Again, one single crochet in the front loops of the next 2 stitches. In the front loop of the next stitch, increase. We are going to continue to repeat this sequence of one single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then increase all the way around, all the while working in the front loop only. Here I have reached the last stitch of the round. Remove the stitch marker and increase in that last stitch. At the end of round 8, you will have 24 single crochets. Go ahead and replace the stitch marker. Working in the front loops will demarcate the head from the rest of the body. For rounds 9 and 10, we are going to make one single crochet in each stitch all the way around, keeping the stitch count constant at 24. I am going to finish this and meet back up with you. Here I finished making up to round 10. Next I am going to make the tail. For that, chain 7. After making 7 chains, skip that first chain and into the second chain from the hook make a single crochet. In the next chain, we are going to make a half double crochet. To make a half double crochet, yarn over, then go into the next chain and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's our half double crochet. In the next chain, again make a single crochet. This will be one half of the tail. Now chain 4. Skip the first chain and into the second chain from the hook make a single crochet. In the next chain, half double crochet. In the next chain, single crochet. Then in the remaining 3 chains make one single crochet. Now the tail part is complete. Then for round 11, we are going to make one single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Repeat like this all the way around until you reach the stitch marker on the other side. Here I have reached the stitch marker. Remove it and make a single crochet in that last stitch. Next, we are going to work up the side of the tail. Make one single crochet into each of the first 3 chains on the other side. One side of the tail is done. Now turn over your work. On the other side, make one single crochet into the last 3 single crochets of the tail. This brings us to the end of round 11. At the end of round 11, you'll have 30 single crochets. Go ahead and mark the new last stitch of the round. Then from round 12, we are going to start decreasing. For that, start by making one single crochet into the first 3 stitches. Then into the next 2 stitches, I am going to make an invisible decrease. For that, we are only going to go under the front loop of the stitch instead of both of the loops like we have been doing. So go under the front loop of one stitch, then twist your hook around and go under the front loop of the next stitch and pull up a loop. Then finish the stitch like you normally would for a single crochet, and that's our invisible decrease. Then make one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then into the next 2 stitches, invisible decrease. Continue repeating like this. One single crochet into the next 3 stitches and then invisible decrease all the way around. Here I am at the last 2 stitches of the round. Similar to the increased round, into the last 2 stitches of the decreased round, you should always be decreasing. This brings us to the end of round 12. At the end of round 12, you will have 24 stitches. Go ahead and mark the last stitch of the round. For round 13, start by making one single crochet into the first 2 stitches. Then into the next 2 stitches, invisible decrease. Again make one single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then into the next 2 stitches, invisible decrease. Now continue repeating the sequence of one single crochet into the next 2 stitches and then invisible decrease all the way around. Here I am at the end of round 13. Into the last 2 stitches you should be decreasing. At the end of round 13 you will have 18 stitches. For round 14, make one single crochet into the first stitch. Then into the next 2 stitches, invisible decrease. Again one single crochet into the next stitch and then invisible decrease. Continue repeating this sequence of one single crochet and invisible decrease all the way around. At the end of round 14, you will have 12 single crochets. Go ahead and mark the last stitch of the round. At this point, we are going to stuff the body. For round 15, we are going to decrease into every stitch all the way around. While doing this, I am keeping one finger on top of the stuffing to keep it out of the way as much as possible. Here I am at the end of round 15. At the end there should be 6 stitches remaining. Cut the excess yarn, leaving a long enough tail for sewing, and then fasten off. Then to close up the hole, I am going to weave this tail in and out through the front loops of all of the stitches of this round. Then when you pull on this tail, it should close up the hole nicely. Take this yarn tail on your yarn needle. Using the yarn needle, come in to the center of the hole and out through the top of the head. We are going to use this yarn tail to attach the keychain later on. Leave that yarn tail hanging there for now. The flippers are going to go in between rounds 10 and 11. I am going to mark their position with some pins first. Start counting the rounds from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go in between rounds 10 and 11, lining it up with the side of the nose. Place another pin 2 stitches away from it. Repeat the same thing on the other side, lining it up with the other side of the nose in between rounds 10 and 11 again. Here I have already made one flipper. I am going to show you how to make it on the other side. Bring in your white yarn. Wrap it on your crochet hook like so. Remove the first pin. Then using your crochet hook, go in through the previous hole and come out through the marked hole. Then into it make a slip stitch to join the yarn. You can pull on the white yarn tail to tighten the slip knot. Then chain 4. Skip the first chain and into the second chain from the hook make a half double crochet. Then make a half double crochet in the remaining 2 chains as well. For the last half double crochet, we are going to start off like normal. Before yarning over and pulling through all 3, I am going to go through this in between stitch first and pull up a loop. Then pull that loop through all 3 loops on your hook. Then remove the second pin and make a slip stitch into that stitch. Now the fin is complete. Chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a long enough tail for weaving in. Using your crochet hook or your yarn needle, bring this yarn tails in through the base of the flipper and out to the back of the amigurumi through the same hole. For one of the fins, just tie a knot with these 3 yarn tails, but for the other, I am also going to include the third yarn tail. Take it on your yarn needle. We are going to use it to attach the keychain first. Go in through the jump ring of the keychain, then back down through the same hole and out anywhere on the amigurumi. Come back in through the same hole, out through the top of the head. Go through the jump ring again and go back down into the head and out through the same hole as the previous two yarn tails. Now the keychain will be firmly attached. Tie a knot with all the three yarn tails to secure it. Then cut the excess yarn and hide the knot into the body by pushing it in using the back of your yarn needle. Lastly, I am going to embroider the nose, mouth and whiskers. Starting with the nose, take your black yarn on your yarn needle. Come in through the back of the head and out in between the two popcorn stitches. Don't pull the yarn all the way through, leave a little bit hanging at the back. Then embroider the nose like I am showing you. Once the embroidery is complete, bring the yarn tail out through the same hole that we came in. Tie a knot with the two yarn tails to secure the embroidery and then hide it into the body. For the mouth and whiskers, I am using some black thread. You can also separate out a ply from your black yarn. Come in through the back of the head and out in between the two popcorn stitches. Make a vertically upward stitch for the mouth. For the whiskers, we are going to go into the popcorns. We are going to go around the middle stitch of the two popcorns for the whiskers. Once you're happy with the embroidery, secure it in the same way as before. And that's it. I hope you guys liked this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.